the mind map.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So hello, welcome everyone in this, I will say fifth Saturday. So we are connecting for the Saturdays for sustainability learning. So on every Saturday, we are dedicating 1 hour to learn sustainability concept with the goal of discussing sustainability issues in a systematic manner for holistic understanding. Because yes, it is confusing and yes, it is evolving, it's dynamic. So we will require combined effort to learn the sustainability topics and concepts. So this will be a mastermind group where we will connect for peer-to-peer mentoring, peer-to-peer learning, where we can share our learning and receive feedback from the fellow professionals as well. And I'll not explain about mastermind group, but I can share this with you later so that you can check. But what I strongly feel about the mastermind group is it's a concept of synergy. When two people, two minds come together, so it creates invisible intangible force, which is like a third mind. So it's a concept of synergy. 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2. There are infinite possibilities, right? So with this intent, this mastermind group will focus for below 4 outcomes. First is learning one new concept every week, because in such a busy life we don't get that much time to learn. So taking out 2 hours, 3 hours every day for learning, it's not possible for us. So what we will do, we will take 1 hour every week on Saturday, and that's possible for most of us. So learning one concept every week. Then second is networking with fellow professionals who are knowledgeable. So the combined experience get increased. Third, it is guidance about career opportunities. So we can also share some good opportunities. Maybe it's related to job or business or startups. So that's absolutely possible. And fourth is thought leadership, because this is a field which will require guided effort or well-intentioned capacity building of the entire community, entire uh, youth of our country. So that's what the 4 outcomes that you can expect. So how I have already explained, so every Saturday at 7 p.m. we are connecting for around 45 minutes to 60 minutes, 1 hour. Right. So this is what plan you can see. So introduction, then presentation of the topic and discussion. So while I'm explaining discussion, so I'll highly recommend that you can participate. Whatever you feel, please feel free to discuss. Please feel free to express yourself, because that's how we will get to learn and we will get to know the different viewpoints of people from different backgrounds. Right. So today I'm really happy to share with you the 3 agendas that we have. So first is we will share SEBI circular, which is dated 12 July 2023. And also in last week, we had some questions regarding which are the 1000 listed entities. So we will see that first. Then we will go for essential concept for BRSR report. Okay. And then it's our fortune that today Senior CA GB Modi sir is here with us, and he will share business opportunities which are arising out of circular economy and waste management. So first of all, before starting, thank you so much, sir, for your time. Yes, and let me just quickly share the circular with you. Yeah, I hope a screen is visible now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thanks. So as you can see, this is circular dated July 12th, and it is to all listed entities, that is the profit-making organizations, I would say, and all recognized stock exchanges. So the subject is BRSR core framework for assurance and ESG disclosure for value chain. So it is all about BRSR core. Okay, I have highlighted a couple of points, and we can discuss that directly to save our time. So earlier, BRSR core is a subset of BRSR. So BRSR is the main body, and then BRSR core is a subset. These are the set of key performance indicator KPIs or metrics under 9 ESG attributes that we have seen in the last last session. So 9 principles are there. Keeping in view the relevance to the Indian emerging market context, few new KPIs have been identified for assurance, such as job creation in small towns, openness of business, gross wages paid to women, etc. So this has been added into it. And for further global comparability, intensity ratios based on revenue adjusted for purchasing power parity (PPP) have been included. So the BRSR core, that is in Annexure 1, and BRSR the KPIs of the BRSR core, that is placed in Annexure 2. So Annexure 2 is the format of BRSR report that we have already seen. So it's just a format and how companies need to prepare their reports. So that is given in Annexure 2. So I'll just open that for you so that we can quickly view. Okay, so this is the BRSR format, and last week we have already seen this Annexure 2, which is in detail how BRSR report will be prepared. Okay, so this is Annexure 2, and the Annexure 1 is all about, in short, the format of BRSR core. Okay, yeah. So next important point from here is applicability, and where I also had some confusion regarding, somewhere I was reading 1000 companies, somewhere I was reading 150, 250. So I guess this circular makes it very clear. From financial year 2023-24, that is the current year, the top 1000 listed entities by market capitalization shall make disclosures as per the updated BRSR format, that is the Annexure 2, as part of their annual reports. And the second point is listed entities shall mandatorily undertake reasonable assurance of the BRSR core as per the glide path specified in the following table. So here they have given 2023-24. Here underlying point is undertake reasonable assurance of the BRSR core. So the assurance or the audit of the report also need to be included into that. So first it is for top 150 companies for 2023-24. Then for 24-25 it will be 250 listed entities will be included in that, and then next year 500, and then next year all 1000 listed entities have to undertake reasonable assurance of the BRSR core. Okay, so yeah, and here more details are given about value chain. So how much percentage of sales or purchases they have to include into this report or analysis. So that details are there. And also one important point here is about assurance provider. As for the top, here it is given, right? Top 150 companies, the assurance also required. So assurance provider, the rules or maybe the guidelines for the assurance provider, first, they should have no conflict of interest. They should have no business ties with the firm for which they are giving the assurance letter. Yeah. So this is about the circular. So I guess two important points are coming out. First is uh, the clear-cut idea about which companies are required to provide the BRSR report, and the Annexure 1 and Annexure 2 that is given in this circular. So if anybody would like to comment on this, you can please.
Dhananjay, please put this list on our WhatsApp group also.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah, I'll put it. Now let me share my screen. So from where I got these 1000 companies is from the, just a minute, I've opened it. So BSE India, I have downloaded this page, and that's why it is showing the address of the where I was stored. But I went to BSE India, and their top 100 companies or top 500 companies as per year it is given. So what I could find the latest is top 1000 companies as on 31st March 2023 based on market capitalization. So I just downloaded this, and when I open the, just a minute. Yes. I hope Excel file is visible to you.
Yes, yes.
I'll just make it bigger so that I can see. Yeah. So I got this list of 1,000 companies as on top 1,000 companies as on 31st March 2023. So this is what I got latest on the NSE India. So as you can see, some of the big names: Reliance, Tata, HDFC, ICICI, Hindustan Unilever, Infosys, okay, ITC, State Bank of India. As you can see, the list goes till 1,000. And for top 150 companies, so the first tier, that is the assurance, is also required. So as you can see on this list. So what I'll do, I'll also share this list with you in WhatsApp group, right?
Good,
So
good,
that,
good. Yes, yes.
Hey,
and yeah,
sorry, Dhananjay, I have a question. This is
yes,
Manish here.
yeah,
Uh,
Manish, please.
so just to confirm, the BRSR is the only standard that is relevant to Indian companies, and like you pointed out last time, it is well aligned to some of the global standards.
Yes.
Okay.
As
So
far
if
as
you
my knowledge, it is yes. So BRSR is something that all Indian companies have to follow. And this is the first part about compliance. And second part, yes, it is one of the most updated form of ESG reports. So that is also what I could get. Yeah,
And
please.
can I just ask one conceptual question? Does
Yeah, please.
BRSR also focus on, like we saw definitions or discussed definitions of scope 1, scope 2, scope 3? Does BRSR also primarily focus only on scope 1, scope 2, or does it focus on all but allows for a certain glide path, like you were saying, to reporting scope 3 when the time comes? So can you just shed a little bit of light on that aspect of it?
Mhm. So when we have seen the BRSR format, okay, so in that they have given all scope 1, scope 3, and scope 3 emissions as well.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
All
yes,
three are there.
yes.
Okay. But is there a certain glide path, or are the 1,000 companies expected to have readiness of scope 3 measurements, or is there a certain different timing for scope 3 versus scope 1, scope 2?
Uh, yes, I don't think that it is like that. So anyway, they have to work from, yeah, scope 1 is first, scope 2 is second, and then tertiary or third is scope 3. Then they will go for that. But yeah, I'll also need to check on this point.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
It may just be a good one, because what we're saying
yeah,
is, hey, SEBI is putting requirements, or the government is
yeah.
putting requirements on these companies, but the requirements may not be everything right away. It could be, like you were saying, there may be a timeline for eventual complete coverage. So it'll be useful to know. Thank you.
And what we can do is we can also check in the format that is being shared. Okay, so there also I guess they have given.
Yes, definitely. We'll check.
But preliminary, what my thought process is, scope 1 and scope 2 that they have to report in the BRSR report. Okay, right from this year. And about scope 3, so I guess they will get some time, because scope 3 will be mandatory, I guess, for top 150 companies. So this might be one of the outcome.
So are we sure of that? Top
No,
150?
I'm not sure about
Okay.
it. Just
Who's-
I think
Yeah.
it might be, and
Hmm.
maybe others can share their views on this.
Yes, in BRSR report, only scope 1 and scope 2 is a requirement.
Right.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, Kishorji. Thank you.
I'll just share that screen as well. Yeah, so this is a format, uh, Annexure 2, that is shared by SEBI. Yeah, so for greenhouse gases, they have given scope 1 and scope 2 emissions over here. I hope it is visible, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right.
Dhananjay, can you scroll down a
Yes.
little bit? That
Yeah,
battery waste, radioactive waste.
Hey, sorry, can I ask one more question?
yeah,
So
please.
scope one, we can understand that companies are consuming, so companies have to report. Scope two, I can only imagine needs readiness of the power plant companies to also start measuring and reporting what type of power they're consuming, what emissions they're producing as a result. So where do these larger companies go to get this information from the power suppliers? Do they have a certain portal where they go in and say, if you are in this city, this state, consuming industrial power from this supplier, you are getting it from a coal power plant or a nuclear plant or hydro? How do they figure this out?
Yeah, that's interesting question. And I'm also not very clear about this, but I'll reserve this question for our maybe next session where we have one expert who will talk about the three scopes of emission. So maybe
Okay, thank you.
we can park this question for him. Right. But anybody would like to comment on this, please go ahead.
Yeah, Dhananjay, this is Ajit.
Yes, please.
For scope 2 emission, I think there are certain websites you can refer. One is for IPCC and GHG protocol. Their nationwide emissions per unit of electricity produced, those are given. So those guideline can be referred wherein these details are given. But state-wise and city-wise, I don't think that is possible. That is available.
So Ajit ji, my question was, we can figure, okay, I consume so many megawatts of power for my factory, but unless, of course, I'm connected. I mean, many of these industrialists are connected, but as normal practitioners, if we are trying to figure, I don't know how I would even figure where the power is being supplied from, whether it's coming from across the state lines in India or it's coming from within the state, and what type of plant is producing, because it could be that they're buying power from different states, and really what you're getting is a mixture of 50% sustainable, 50% fossil fuel power, right? And again, it's not the right answer, but I'm just saying you never know what those numbers are. So I was wondering how we measure it. And I take your point that once we know the 50% is hydropower, 50% is fossil, and what type of fossil, then we can go into the lookups and say, oh, if you're producing 1 kilowatt hour using fossil, this is your emission. Would you agree?
Yeah, but
Okay.
at this point of time, that information I think is not available.
Yeah, no, fair point. And that is why I was asking, if large companies are being asked to report scope 1, scope 2, then there has to be some place or some process to figure scope 2, because scope 1 we can understand still, but scope 2 is harder, right?
Yeah. So maybe we can expect something on this in this year, maybe. I don't know.
मनीष जी, सॉरी, BRSR रिपोर्ट में अभी जो दिया है ना, तो वो रिसाइकल्ड पावर आप कितना यूज करते हो वो एक है, और रेगुलर कितना यूज करते हैं, इतना दो ही स्पेसिफिक दिया है उन्होंने। अदर ऐसा इतना कुछ डिटेल एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है BRSR में कि हाइड्रोलिक पावर हाउ मच इज, देन थर्मल कितना, ऐसा। एम आई राइट धनंजय?
Yes.
But Kishorji, my question is, if I only know as an operations manager of my plant how much my plant is consuming, and if I'm buying it from a singular power source, should I work with then the power supplier, the power company, the state power company, to say, are you producing it using coal, or, so maybe my question is not worded clearly, but I'm saying, I only know I've consumed so many megawatts of power. I don't necessarily know what type of power I have consumed. So how do I report that even in the BRSR?
नहीं, अभी अजीत जी ने जैसे कहा ना, ग्रिड को कैसा सोलर भी कनेक्ट रहता है, हाइड्रल भी कनेक्ट रहता है ग्रिड को, थर्मल भी कनेक्ट रहता है, लेकिन वो एग्जैक्ट ऐसा कुछ अभी तक पता नहीं चलता कि ये कौन सा सोर्सेस से आ रहा है ना अजीत जी?
यस, करेक्ट। बट आप देख रहे हो ना
कौन सा, सॉरी,
नहीं बोलिए आप बोलिए.
हाँ, कौन सा सोर्सेस से आ रहा है, that may be known, but it may not be exactly quantified. That may be fluctuating. Hydro source से कितना आ रहा है, solar से कितना आ रहा है, so that keep on fluctuating. So precise figures are not rightly available.
So then my question becomes, sorry to belabor the point, but I'm just trying to figure if we have to get to the details of accurate reporting, this becomes an interesting point, that then we need to figure what tolerances the BRSR is allowing in the time being to say, I consume 1000 megawatt of power. Can I assume a reasonable mix of renewable energy and fossil fuel energy to report my numbers? Or should I assume the worst case or the best case, right? So there has to be some guideline somewhere to say, either there is information that the power supplier can give, the power plant can give, or there has to be some reasonable guideline to say, just multiply it by an average factor for now.
I guess as of now, we have to multiply with an average factor. So that is what our understanding is. But let's park this question for maybe a week. And during that time, let us all seek the answer, try to find out the answer. And maybe if we get, we can discuss in next week.
Fair point. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this question. This is really having practical significance while preparing the reports. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, without delaying, I'll just quickly.
Dhananjay,
Yeah,
so
please.
one more question before we proceed.
Yeah, please.
So assurance provider. So again, this assurance provider will be can be an individual or it has to be certain body organization, and is it required to be registered with maybe SEBI or other government entity?
All right. So I hope on the
Assurance
screen you
provider.
can see assurance provider, and I guess that is a listed entity. So whether this is a person or whether that is a registered organization or entity, so I guess that is the organization, right? And that should have the experts.
At least based on these two bullet points, Dhananjay, it is not obvious whether it is just saying they are supposed to be experts at this, because they're only saying has the necessary expertise. The question may be a valid one. What is the validation process or certification process to say you are a BRSR approved assurance provider, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess SEBI will issue something related to it soon. So maybe.
Maybe they will come out with some accreditation process. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's also valid and great question. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I have noted these questions, and yeah, let's keep searching the answers. So next, what I'll do, I'll just quickly, we will not discuss in detail these concepts. I'll just quickly discuss one concept. So this is, as you can see on the screen, this is National Guidelines on Responsible Business Conduct. Okay, this was issued way back, I guess 3 years back. Okay, and here I really like the first topic or the first description and explanation of terms. So where everything that is related to BRSR is explained in short. So what is circular economy, what is accountable, what is consumer, what is CSR. So wherever in BRSR these terms will come, so we can get clarity that, okay, so this is mentioned about this particular term. So here circular economy is there. I'll just come to it within 2 minutes, but you can read all these in positive time. We will not go through in details because we have our expert Modi sir today, but I'll just quickly go through the next, that is chapter 1 introduction, and where the mandate and rationale. So why this is important, I guess this needs our attention. So first is the UN guiding principle for business and human rights. It came in June 2011. So what makes the basis of BRSR? So first is, right, starting from United Nations. Second is, as we all know, Sustainable Development Goals. In 2015, we had SDG goals for 2030. In 15 years' time, we had to achieve all the 17 goals. Then third, the Paris Agreement, for which each country is committed, and they have NDCs, that is National Determined Contribution, and they are reporting their contributions as a country. Fourth is the Core Convention. This is from ILO, International Labor Organization. And then Annual Business Responsibility Reports came in 2012 by SEBI. And then the Companies Act, that is related to CSR, corporate social responsibility. So in backdrop of all this BRSR reports or these 9 principles are paramount, are important, right? So I'll share this report, then you can read it by yourself. But before going further, yes. Is there any question? Any comment? Okay. So I'll take that as no. I'll just quickly take 2 terms. First is about sustainability, because that is what we are discussing all about. So as per this, sustainability is outcome achieved by balancing the social, environmental, and economic impacts of business. It is a process that ensures that business goals are pursued without compromising any of 3 elements. The above mentioned 3 elements are social, environmental, and economic. So this is sustainability, and whenever sustainable term is coming, so that is being aligned with the tenet of meeting the needs of the present without compromising the needs of compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this is similar to the definition of sustainable development that is given by the Brundtland Commission in 1987. So the same thing that is given as a sustainable. And the next important concept that I feel is about circular economy, because I feel circular economy is the practical medium through which we can implement sustainability in businesses, right? So circular economy, as you can see, this is an alternative to a traditional linear economy. Linear economy is something which is having take, make, and waste. So here it is given make, use, and dispose, in which resources are used for as long as possible. The maximum value is extracted from them whilst in use, after which products and materials are recovered and regenerated at the end of each service life. The idea of circular economy is called circularity. It is also referred to as cradle to cradle. So regarding circular economy, I was very interested to learn about the concept. The leading agency in all over the world is Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which is doing seminal work in circular economy. So they are producing reports in collaboration with different nations. So how exactly circular economy will be implemented in India? So they have one report as well. And circular economy talks about every product will have 2 kind of elements, right? First is technical element. They call it as technical, means which can be recycled, which is not biodegradable. So first is technical, second is biodegradable. So biodegradable should be decomposed in natural way, right? So its value also should be extracted for nature. And second, the technical element should be recycled, reused, repurposed as much as possible, as long as possible. So this is a very interesting concept. And today, as GB Modi sir is here, is a senior CA, and he is practicing CA from 1989, I guess, if I'm correct, sir. So it's great privilege for us to have sir, and I would hand over the session to you, sir, please.
Dhananjay, sorry, and this is my first time on this platform I am joining. I'm
Yes.
not having much more knowledge about the topic which you people are discussing, even about the SEBI circular. But since we got acquainted with each other in 5 minutes last time in North Maharashtra University,
Yes.
my very important topic about this recycling of products, because when the government is discussing about sustainability, then how this sustainability can be achieved is the recycling or circular economy. for which the UP government recently has come out with circular economy policy, under which they are promoting and encouraging 6R. It is 6R, like 5F, fiber to foreign fashion. The UP government has come out with a 6R, that is reduce the wastage in the economy, reuse, recycle, refurbishment, recovery, and repairs of materials. And what I am interested in as a professional practicing chartered accountant in MSME, see, the government is giving importance and making it compulsion for corporate entities that they are supposed to report about the sustainability. But we are aware that there will be wastage generated by the population, 140 crore population. That is unavailable part of the earth. Then what business opportunities are available so that this waste, whatever is generated by the population, how an entrepreneur can make a business opportunity out of that. That I am going to discuss.
Yeah,
because
sure,
to my knowledge, electronic is such a product which cannot be dissolved, and it has to be recycled. And so hence, in my opinion, there is big business opportunities available in electronic waste recycling. And there are very few companies in India which are doing this work. Very few. Some of those 1-2 companies are even listed. And you know, tons of electronic waste are generated by IT companies when the government is giving boost to digital India. Similarly, there is a wastage generated by these companies because the technology is moving very fast. And due to that, see, this is a recent issue which is published in the Economics Times a day before that, the UP circular economy. So each and every state government, if you ask me, so I'm coming to my topic about electronic waste recycling. And I think this business is very lucrative business, because you are helping the economy to take back the wastage which is generated by corporates like banks, because it is difficult for banks to dispose of. They are occupying premises, they are not taken away by the Bhangarwala. So a person who knows the value of these commodities, how to make a wealth of this. And in my opinion, for that, in Maharashtra, the government of Maharashtra has come out with electronic cluster project is Rajnandgaon near Pune. About 300-acre land is earmarked for that. And even the government of Maharashtra is planning to establish circular economy park in Pune, in Nagpur, and somewhere in Thane. Nearby 3 or 4 parks are coming. So as a businessman, whatever economy is reducing or economy generating waste, why don't we promote the entrepreneurs to purchase this waste and make wealth out of it, recycle it, and ultimately whatever not recyclable, reusable can be generated wealth to energy, just energy which can be put in the boiler again as an energy. So each and every commodity which is a wastage, which is a scrap, whether it is a plastic waste, whether it is a building waste, whether it is a electronic waste, each commodity is have value. And with that purpose, the government of India has come out with vehicle scrappage policy 2021, that they have made it compulsion. And in my opinion, this is a big business opportunity for people in the economy of India to take the advantage of vehicles, authorized vehicles scrappage center. A person can start a authorized vehicle scrappage center, and you know, a person who is scrapping the vehicle, owner of the vehicle will get a coupon, which is a negotiable instrument. And when he is purchasing new vehicle, a concession will be given in RTO registration, as well as while getting the new vehicle, he will get the discount of 5%. So this vehicle scrappage policy, I think this will a new business opportunity for people from which vehicle scrappage can be done. Similarly, electronic waste recycling project, then plastic waste recycling. I met 2 months before a manufacturer of plastic waste recycler. He claimed himself that I am the biggest recycler of plastic waste. He is the biggest recycler of plastic waste, and he is having unit in Mumbai, and now he is planning another unit in Uttar Pradesh. Indirectly is helping the economy by purchasing, and on his portal or on buying platform, the persons who is picking the plastic waste, जिनको हम बेगर बोलते हैं, या जो स्ट्रीट वेंडर होते हैं, जो बच्चे छोटे छोटे ऐसे, उनके पास 1 लाख वेंडर रजिस्टर्ड है, and they are helping these people to get their known as livelihood by purchasing the plastic waste from them, and they are recycling. And I have seen the product which they have made out of this recycled plastic. So there is business opportunity in wastage. In that way, I think we should promote this sustainability, that a promoter or a person or a youth who will buy back this, it is a wealth, not a waste. In my opinion, it is a wealth for recycling, and from that wealth, you can make certain products. And what I am expertising, see, the government of Maharashtra, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, or any state you name in the country, they are offering subsidy for manufacturing activity. And somebody has asked me question, sir, if I am collecting waste plastic, say PET bottles, I have one client who is collecting PET bottles at 30 rupees a kg. 30 rupees a kg is purchasing PET bottles, that drinking water and all this thing. And from that weight, PET bottles is manufacturing PET flakes and flakes, and as well as the fibers, the yarn, polyester yarn. So he's making money. And when I have discussed this issue with the Himachal Pradesh Industry Department, that person has told me, sir, if you establish the project in Himachal Pradesh, in Uttarakhand, which is a pilgrim center, this is biggest headache for us to how to collect and dispose of the plastic waste. And they told me, if somebody is ready to establish this PET bottle recycling project in Uttarakhand, we will be very happy that we will collect the PET bottles and hand over to him, so that he can recycle it. And see, PET bottle is a raw material, but PET flakes is a finished good. And in the state of Maharashtra, the government of Maharashtra is offering subsidy 100% of the project cost in certain part of the Maharashtra for plastic waste to plastic granule is a manufacturing, because plastic granule ultimately is a product which will be used for second plastic, say tools, tables, notebooks, whatever types of materials are produced. So they are eligible to get the subsidy even from the state of Maharashtra, because their raw material is waste plastic, waste electronic product, or waste parts of the electric vehicles or vehicles, but they are producing something and they will be eligible. In that context, I am saying that there is a business opportunity from wealth, this plastic wealth, plastic waste collection and making plastic granules. And even any state of India, they are having their MSME policies. Some may say it is micro, small and medium enterprises policy. Maharashtra government is having nomenclature of Maharashtra package scheme of incentive, which is applicable to any manufacturing projects. And from 30% to 100% of the project cost, the state of Maharashtra is offering subsidy for establishing the unit which is in manufacturing. And in my opinion, plastic waste recycling, electronic waste recycling, or building waste recycling, it is manufacturing. So here you are doing two activities. You are removing the garbage, you are removing the waste from the society and making value addition. And for that value addition, you can take the advantage of the state industrial policies. And I think we can associate, whether it is a textile waste, everywhere, I think there is a scheme available in each state in which you can take the advantage of your manufacturing activity. In normal culture, see if it is an edible oil manufacturing unit. So what is the raw material? It is a oil seeds. And then edible oil is manufactured, it is consumed by human beings. But similarly, that edible manufacturers are using plastic jars. And after that plastic jar is used by the home or say the lady in the house, what she do? She dispose of the plastic jars to the Bangarwala. I think it is a raw material for plastic waste recycling projects. And when he is recycling, he is making again second grade granules. And he is a manufacturer. And if he is a manufacturer, he is eligible to get the subsidy from state industrial policies, even from central government. 5 months before, a person has approached to me and he has told me, he has asked me, sir, central government is coming out with a new policy and they what type of incentives can be offered, whether on collection or whether on production, whether on collection of the waste. Suppose central or state government will come out with a policy that if a manufacturer purchases waste on the street, whether it is a plastic, electronic or whatever type, so and so metric ton, and he make a new product out of that. So whether subsidy or incentive, like production linked incentive, should be given on collection or on production. So in my opinion, it should be given on production. Okay. So this way we can make a value proposition, business proposition, and in that sense, this circular economy is going to become a big business in coming future. And we should promote this activity in the market or among the manufacturer, because I think this is a huge turnover business in future. This is submission from my side. I'm not expert in your topic, but I'm very much interested in your topic. This is only my view about since I'm an MSME consultant, having knowledge something about the state industrial policies. So I have explained this in perception of how this can be a business model. Similarly, we can help the economy to get the waste material out and make a wealth out of it. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Modi sir, I have a question. Very, very interesting. Sorry, before anybody asks, I'm so excited about this. I have a question.
Sure.
This is great information to know that there are different states with policies to offer subsidies. It is also great information to know that there are multiple companies that are already in waste management and waste recycling in a way, right? So, but the question is, this is knowledge that you have gained fortunately through meetings with people, maybe high-level meetings with people. The question is, where does this information reside that commoners like us can become aware in order to make connections to these companies with, say, the companies that we work with? For example, I may work with companies that are in this business of electronics. Okay, they do repair workshops or whatever, they have customer service centers, but when they want to dispose it, we want to make sure that we have a supplier base or a waste management supplier base that we can connect them to in order to increase these business opportunities for not only the companies that have the waste, but companies that are managing the waste. And secondly, like you said, if we have to enable these waste management companies to grow further, sometimes consultants or people who are interested in connecting have to make them aware of the policies. Maybe even entrepreneurs have to become aware of the policies to tap into this opportunity. So please, can you shed some light?
Sir, Government of India has come out with, Dhananjay, you are a computer expert, just Google on the screen, Circular Economy Policy 2022.
Sure, just a minute. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, please. Policy of India, that is sufficient. See, the circular economy policy can establish a regular framework that promotes circular practices and provide incentives for business and consumers to adopt circular solution. So government has come out with circular economy policy, and each state government is coming out with circular economy policy. Government driving transition from linear to circular economy, and for which the government of India is having circular economy policy, park policy. See, this is one screen. You asked me about the name of the company. Dhananjay, you can Google Eco
Yes.
Rico.
Eco
Rico, RECO.
RECO. Okay.
See the share price and this company. You can go to the website of this company. See, the rate of this company is 168 rupees 20 paisa. It is listed on SME exchange, and he is the biggest electronic waste recycler in the country.
Yes.
You can go to the official website of this company.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute.
Maybe a general question. Is there an ASIN code for recycling companies? Does anybody know?
What I'm not getting?
Is there an industry code for recycling companies specifically? Because then that enables easy classification.
It is a MSME. It is an MSME. You will get Udyam registration.
Sorry, what registration?
MSME registration, micro, small, and medium enterprises.
No, that I understand. But what I'm saying is, is there an industry code that allows me to filter that within the MSMEs, this company specifically is in waste management?
Yeah, they are. You can get registered yourself. See, this is the official website of this Eco Rico, and Honorable Prime Minister in Man Ki Baat has taken the note of this gentleman in his lecture also. About Eco Rico. So this is a Man Ki Baat. Here the Honorable Prime Minister has explained how this company, see, e-waste is one of the fastest growing waste stream in the world, because consumption of electronic equipment has direct relation with our socio-economic. So this is a company where you want to dispose of your electronic waste, but rather than selling it, why not somebody start its own electronic waste recycling project? And sir, you know, in electronic waste there is a copper, there is a silver, which is precious metals. So it is known as gold reaping business, in my opinion, because it is a headache for electronic company to keep the waste. Nobody is willing to buy, but if somebody is having value for that, you can dispose of. Sir, you can have another company, EcoWise. EcoWise.
EcoWise, right?
EcoWise.
Oh, perfect.
There are already companies in the market who are doing this biggest work, the same word, sustainable waste management services.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know one of the company, that is Sahas Zero Waste. This is in Bangalore, actually. They are working in South India. So this is also one of the great organization which is working around e-waste and overall waste management.
So Dhananjay and everybody else, is there a repository or a directory where we find more such waste management companies?
Acha, Dhananjay, can I answer his question?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Just to add to Modi sir's point, that there are large opportunities. So I have been auditing company for environmental management system since 2015. So this e-waste tool was first introduced in India in 2011, e-waste tool 2011. So then companies were required to dispose of their electronic waste to authorized recycle only. So many corporates were willing to comply to this requirement, but there were no agencies which were certified who could dispose of this. So for almost next 3 to 4 years, so corporates were waiting that there will be some recyclers. Then 2015 onwards, some of the recyclers were approved by pollution control boards, and then went up. As of now, if I talk about Maharashtra, so there are more than 150 to be precise. There are 164 e-waste recyclers which are listed on MPCB website. So authorized recycles, if you want to see, you can visit website of Maharashtra Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Board of respective states if you are staying in other part of the India. So you will get on Pollution Control Board's website authorized recycles for electronic waste. So that information is available.
Thank you so much.
Dhananjay, one more website, Shakti Plastics.
Yes, sir.
Ind.com. Shakti Plastics INDS.com.
Just a minute. Yeah.
See, the photo itself are showing. So I think these are big business opportunity. Shakti Plastic Industries, same.
Yeah.
Yes. So they says that they are the India's biggest plastic recyclers.
Okay.
I met these people personally. I visited their office, and I tried to convince them, and they are ready to provide prototype machineries, how to purchase, what rate we should purchase. So I think when we are talking about sustainability, we must also think about how this product, because since human beings are on the earth, they are going to use the commodity, but after that, what recycled we can do out of those products. So this way, and for having manufacturing projects, I think a businessman can make profit by way of getting subsidies as a manufacturer from various state industrial policies.
All right. Yeah, sure, sir.
Right.
Yes, and I hope you can see on the screen.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So all the companies which are listed to CPCB, which are handling waste. So these are the
Can I ask
registered.
Dhananjay? Can I ask
Yeah.
Dhananjay if the Central Pollution Control Board list is a master list across all states, or it may not be a master list?
Sir, in my opinion, CPC, whenever an industry is required to take Central Pollution Board consent, then only that consent goes to Central Pollution. And if there is a requirement that the unit will get consent only from State Pollution Board, then it won't be appearing on the CPCB list.
Thank you, Modi sir. Maybe one question related to that. What is the benefit for a e-waste company to be registered on the Central Pollution Control Board? Does it open them to certain more recycling contracts? Is that why they would do that? Or is there some other reason?
Oh, no, sir. See, there is no benefit. Why this Central Pollution or State Pollution Board has been established? They want to control the activity which are undertaken by these recyclers. It should not happen that while doing recycling, they should again cause pollution to the environment. So in case of vehicle scrappage policy, some type of gear oil, engine oil is come out of the vehicles. So what waste recycle, last wealth you are recycling, or what treatment you are giving to the ultimate waste recycled, or the product which is generated by recycling. That's why this controlling authorities has been established. I don't think it is a privilege. It is a regulation. It is a regulation.
So should I think this way, that if I'm a waste management company, or if somebody is a waste management company, they should be registered both with the state board and the central board, or is it any one of them is okay?
No. I think you have to apply for first to the state board, and if your size of project and your pollution or the waste you are generating while recycling the waste, on that basis, the state pollution will ask you to take the environment clearance. If suppose water is required and the water requirement is more than 10,000 liters a day, then according to the Green Tribunal judgment, you have to take the permission of Central Pollution Control. So there are certain guidelines prescribed for which you have to go to the Central Pollution Control, environment clearance, then that water as per the water requirement, as per the fumes requirement. So while recycling, what types of machinery you are using? Based on that, you are supposed to take the MPCB or the central or state pollution clearances.
Got it. And where do we find those guidelines, sir, to say what is the policy?
It is available. It is available on State Pollution Control
Okay.
Board website as well as the Central Pollution.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess on the website also there must be somewhere it is mentioned, right?
Yes, just want to share one information.
Yes.
That Mahindra and Mahindra is now doing this activity, that collection of their old cars. महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा ने अभी स्टार्ट किया है, ओल्ड कार्स अभी वो लेते हैं, जिसको भी अपने ओल्ड कार्स सेल आउट करना है तो वो महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा की तरफ सेल आउट कर सकता है.
I think they have got license in Gujarat in Mehsana.
Yes.
Yeah, they got license in Mehsana for under that vehicle scrappage policy.
Yes. And they are also certified for this project for ISO 14001 and 45001.
See, what is the beauty of this vehicle scrappage policy? It is authorized by Ministry of Road and Highway Authority, and they are authorized to issue end of vehicle life certificate, because each vehicle is registered with the state RTO office. So when they are issuing the end of vehicle life certificate, that certificate is a negotiable instrument, and this authorized vehicle scrappage center is linked to the state RTO offices, and from them they can they have the power to get the vehicle deregistered.
Sir, I have one question on this.
Yes, sir.
So when I read about it, so somewhere some people were panicking about, or they had an opinion that only years of, let's say, only 15 years, only one criteria is not enough. Maybe we should also include the working condition of the vehicles as well. Means there might be a case where the vehicle is 15 years old, but still it is good in condition, well in condition. In that case also, it is mandatory to scrap the vehicle, right?
No, sir, there is a fitness certificate required.
Okay.
For commercial vehicle, it is 15 years, and for private vehicles, it is 20 years. So after that, your registration become invalid, and you have to approach again to the RTO for again getting your registration. At that time, you are supposed to take the fitness certificate. If that fitness certificate is not given, then you are supposed to pay the green tax, higher taxes. Then it is better to dispose of the vehicles. And nowadays, you will find that multiple people have come in the market. They are purchasing the old vehicle. They know that after 15 years, this vehicle is going to be compulsorily scrapped. So abhi aapke paas ye bhangar wale, they are coming to your premises by getting the record from RTO office, and they are giving you, sir, main aapki vehicle 20,000 mein purchase karne tayar hu. Because why they are coming? Because they know that if they approach to the vehicle scrappage center, they will get around 30,000, 40,000. And what vehicle scrappage center will do, agar ek Tata ka vehicle hai, so he knows how much steel will come out of that.
Right.
Kitna aayega bahar. How much ton, how much kilo waste iron will come, and he is valuing it at a 35 rupees kg mein market mein bech दूंगा. Then tire uska recycling hota hai. So people are making money out of this business, and I think more and more people will come in the market. The sustainability, there will be buyer, and industry will be very happy. Yaar mera waste utha ke le gaye. Then this municipal budget which they are incurring on cleaning and wastage, I think this will be going to reduce heavily if somebody gets value for the waste.
Right.
So this is my submission. My knowledge is very concerned with only as a business, not for your sustainability point of view.
Yes.
No, sir. That's also very much required.
Yes.
And I would say the terms will come, the newer terms will come, but the foundational knowledge will be the same, and which will be applicable for that as well. But here I would like to just address one point, that is the waste management and the circular economy. These are somewhat two different terms. And maybe in next week, we can discuss more about circular economy, because what I'm seeing is circular economy is often seen as only waste management or the end of the product process. So yeah, definitely. I have read one complete report of Ellen MacArthur Foundation and one report which is designed for India. So maybe I'll collect some of the learnings from these two reports and present it in next week.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay.
Anybody would like to comment? The group is open for discussion, please.
Yeah, a couple of things. So Pavlesh and I come from the storage industry, right? We have experience in the storage industry. So your hard drives, at the end of the life cycle, there are many valuable elements in there, heavy earth metals, etc., that we can extract. There are magnets that are rare earth that can be extracted. So when you say circular, and I understand what you're saying, it's confused with waste management. I think we also recognize that there are some that can be recycled without much extra treatment, meaning a magnet can be taken out, can be graded again, and then can be put back into the product. Of course, the size of the magnet, etc., the shape of the magnet can differ. The other thing that we have found is, in order to get consumers to buy into the circular economy, a very important part of it is changing their behaviors, changing the way they are willing to accept this. Let me give you an example. Many of us have had Samsung phones, have had OnePlus phones, whatever, Xiaomi phones and Apple phones. Samsung by far has been the most successful in getting back phones from its users because it tries to give fair value to the customers. Apple, on the other hand, does a linear economy very well because their phones last very, very long, right? So, but let's talk about Samsung, and then I'll bring it back to the hard drive industry. This is more for sharing, right? Samsung give you good value for the phone, and then they make you sticky to go back into their new phone. They give you a good discount, and they take that phone back and they salvage as much of it as possible, or perhaps even just recertify the phone and sell it into economies that are developing and cannot afford brand new phones, right? So great.
So refurbishment. Yeah.
Yeah, refurbishment, reuse of the phone after some sort of recertification. Now let's bring it back to the one piece that I feel Samsung does not necessarily do very well is give assurances that the data that is on your phone is perfectly cleaned, because no matter how much you try and clean that data, there is always data on your phone, and somebody who's in the know can extract the data, right? So companies like Seagate, which is where Pavlesh and I worked till some time ago, we are trying to change the behavior of consumers to say, when you hand me that drive, I understand one of the biggest challenges is, where do you take that data of yours? Because you have not bought your new hard drive yet, right?
Right.
You have 1 terabyte of data sitting on your hard drive. Where should you put it? So we started thinking of solutions where we could make it easy for consumers to offload that data into a very secure server. So you are sure your data is safe. Then we would give them an application that would allow them to erase that data and get a certificate, a digital certificate that all data on this device has been erased. And then only do you ship that drive to us through a prepaid envelope, right? So I have even taken care of their shipping costs in order to make sure that I have no friction in the system, no obstacle. Because sometimes people will say, why should I pay 100 rupees, 200 rupees to ship that drive over, right? And then we send them a voucher to say, this is your discount to the next drive. We even wanted to go one step further to say, if I'm shipping this drive from my factory, how can I take that data of the user and give them the option, would you like me to load this data up for you, preload it, so that you can straight away plug it into your system and start working? What I'm saying is, these were conceptual ideas that we wanted to execute on, but we have to think at every pain point. If we think of every pain point for the user and solve it, you can be more confident that your solutions or your ideas for a circular economy will gain some traction. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And yeah, so I agree with around 90% of your point. Just one point that I would like to point out here is, as you said, keep Apple's phone are they last long, and that's why they are linear economy. So I guess
Well, no,
that
I was just comparing them versus
Huh.
Samsung. Of course, they
Okay.
have a circular also. There's no doubt about it. Everybody does it. What I'm trying to say is Samsung appeals to the consumer right away to give you very good value, right? Apple gives you value, but not that much. So people tend to extend the use of their phone, which is also very good because you're
Yeah,
extending the use of the phone versus Samsung forces you to upgrade because they want to keep their revenue bumping up.
yeah. So yes, absolutely,
Dhananjay,
and that's great.
Dhananjay, just I want to, can you take us to that Google
Yeah, sure.
Material Recycling Association of India?
Yeah, sure.
Material Recycling Association of India. I'm just giving you the website details so that in future, if you are interested, this is an institute which is established at all India level, where recyclers meetings and materials and what type of programs, events and exhibitions are going to be are given over these websites.
Okay.
The government of India is taking the help of this organization for coming out with recyclers policy of India. So they have their own prototype, their machineries, what type of industries can be established. So if people are interested, they can take the help of these associations.
Okay. Wonderful, sir.
Good, good. Yes.
That's great. Yeah, and as rightly said by sir, so my belief that there are already solutions available, but just that we don't know about the solutions, and maybe there is just a gap. So just a bridge is required. So yeah, that's great information. Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much. So I'll also share all these links in our WhatsApp group and also the articles shared by sir. Yeah. So yeah, it's 10 minutes past the
Okay,
age.
sir, I should stop. My
It was
return
great.
filing is going on. We are on the last day of income tax return filing. So
Yeah.
thank you for giving me, Dhananjay. Very, very happy to join with your mission. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. From your busy schedule, you have taken this
Yeah,
time.
thank you, Modi sir.
Your
Yes,
So
valuable time.
we really
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
appreciate
Thank you,
you,
Modi
Modi
sir.
sir,
Yes, yes.
because last 29th of July and you are sparing full 1 hour for us. That's a
Yes,
great
yes.
initiative.
Great,
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, that's a wonderful discussion. Anyone would like to say something?
Yeah, just I want to say thank you. Really very informative, a very knowledge. It's a good knowledge exchange from all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Wonderful to have you all here. And as discussed, maybe next week we can take circular economy, because I guess there is a lot of thing in circular economy that we need to get aware of. So yeah. And Kishorji has also prepared environmental checklist. So Kishorji, next week we can discuss that as well.
Yes, yes. Regarding that climate changes.
Yes.
Dhananjay also need some guidance on measurement. I'm trying to do this for my own little company, right? Trying to figure out how to measure, and if some practitioner or anybody who is an auditor can also share what are the right, just walk us through one methodology for even a simple household, right? Our household, how do we gauge our footprint, can be quite interesting. So if anybody can walk through a simple case study like that, that would be very much appreciated.
Okay, wonderful. Sure, sure. We will all look for the experts, because I have lined up a couple of experts in next week. So maybe based on their availability, we can decide the topics. Yeah.
Yes. Carbon footprint is an important topic.
Yes. Okay, all
Yeah.
right then. Thank you. Have a great day. Great
Yeah.
weekend.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.